Let's face it, we've had some budget gaming smartphones in the past, but several of these have had heating issues or have fallen short on battery life and therefore could not deliver sustained gaming performance. The Asus ROG Phone 5 is one of the few gaming smartphones that offers high-end hardware, but it comes at a high price, with the base model starting from as high as Rs 49,999. Recently, Poco launched its F3 GT, priced starting from Rs 26,999, which made gaming hardware more accessible. It has all the gaming thrills, complete with RGB lights, trigger buttons, and even a large battery with fast charging. And now we have Realme's version of the mid-range gaming smartphone, and it's called the GT Neo 2. So does it cut it as a gaming smartphone, and does it take things a step further to become an all-rounder? Let's find out in our video review. The Realme GT Neo 2 is available in 3 finishes: Neo Green, Neo Blue and Neo Black. As for variants, there are just 2 to choose from. The base 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant is priced at Rs 31,999, and the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage variant is priced at Rs 35,999 in India. What's missing though is a 6GB RAM variant, which would have made the GT Neo 2 more accessible in terms of starting price. The Realme GT Neo 2 looks unique in the Neo Green finish that we received for review, but does not scream gaming. There's a dual-tone glass back panel where the green part has a soft matte finish texture, while the 2 black stripes that run all the way down the panel are glossy. Being made with multiple sheets of glass, the back panel does not pick up fingerprints. This device is quite easy to grip, which is good for a smartphone that's mostly going to be used by gamers. The camera module protrudes by around 3mm from the back panel and looks a bit like the ones on the OnePlus Nord 2 and the Oppo Reno 6 Pro. So this phone will wobble a bit when placed on a flat surface. In terms of weight, the Realme GT Neo 2 feels lighter than it appears at around 200 grams. There's no IP rating, but you do get stereo speakers that get quite loud, and they make for an immersive experience while playing games. The software is the familiar Realme UI 2.0, which is based on Android 11. It looks very similar to Oppo's ColorOS and has several customization options. These include the ability to change and modify shapes of icons, personalize the always-on display, and even change the weight of the adaptive font. What I did not like were the annoying notifications from the theme store. The GT Neo 2 features an AMOLED display with a full HD Plus resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. The display also offers up to 600Hz touch sampling, which is said to be useful when playing games. What I missed is HDR, which would have been a nice addition given the large screen and would have made it much better for streaming video. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 processor has enough grunt to run most demanding 3D games smoothly. I tried out Call of Duty Mobile and Asphalt 9 Legends at the highest settings possible, and they both work smoothly. What's more, the Realme GT Neo 2 remained cool even during long gaming sessions, which is mainly thanks to its large stainless steel cooling system and a new diamond thermal gel that has been used as a layer of heat dissipation, as per the company. A gaming mode called GT Mode is available on the Realme GT Neo 2. As we saw on the earlier GT series models, it cranks up the processor's clock speed and the display's touch sampling rate. But I did not notice anything vastly different in terms of responsiveness compared to when the GT mode was switched off. The usual GameSpace app also has a slide-out console which lets me customize swipe and touch sensitivity. But these are not per-game optimizations, so these will need to be adjusted between games. The Realme GT Neo 2's 5000 mAh battery is the biggest in a GT series smartphone so far. Battery life with casual use is quite impressive, and the phone easily lasted a day and a half with some gaming. Charging was also quite quick for a 5000 mAh battery. The phone went from a dead battery to 100% in just 44 minutes. The Realme GT Neo 2 features 3 rear-facing cameras, a 64MP primary camera, a 8MP ultra-wide-angle and a 2MP macro camera. Selfie duties are handled by a 16MP front-facing camera. Photos taken in daylight came out quite saturated in general but showcased decent detail and dynamic range. There's a notable shift in color and tone when switching between the primary camera and the ultra-wide-angle one. The ultra-wide-angle camera reproduces even less detail, and shots had noticeable purple fringing in the brighter areas. Shooting pets and people indoors resulted in soft and textureless images with super saturated colors. Selfies taken with the front-facing camera showed good detail and decent dynamic range but tended to be overexposed. In low light, details were on the lower side with some photos appearing murky. The night mode made for some dramatic landscape shots, but you have to wait for 3 to 5 seconds to shoot each one. Video quality in daylight was decent at best. You can shoot at up to 4K at 60fps, but the camera offers no stabilization at these settings, so videos came out quite shaky. 4K footage at 30 FPS came out fine with good detail and stabilization, but like 1080p videos tended to be overexposed. In low light, video shot at any resolution looked murky and dreamy at best. The GT Neo 2 offers hardcore gaming performance thanks to its Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 SoC and this phone's cooling system. It's missing dedicated trigger buttons and RGB lighting, which you'd get with the Poco F3 GT, but instead, this phone gives you a high-quality AMOLED display, sustained gaming performance and excellent battery life. Its cameras aren't reliable, so it's not an all-rounder. But at this price point, it's hard to recommend anything else to a mobile gamer. So that's it for our review of the GT Neo 2. What do you think about this device? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to check out my detailed review at Gadgets360.com.